beautiful journey at the Surabhi Kund. Pundrik Mahanidis Bhajan Kutir, who was the paternal uncle and the spiritual master of the Gopal Bhatt Goswami, who is our deity worship Acharya. By his intense devotion, the sila he was getting from Gandhika river, because he was worshipping them with full heart, they transformed and self-manifested deity Radharaman appear. So it's a great lineage. So it was an auspicious time in Kamyavan on day 14 of our Brajamandala Parikrama. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful was Ishwar Krishna Prabhu Yamuna Sundari Mataji, I.V. Gautam, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu Sneha Mataji, Govinda Gita Devi Dasi, Rohini Nandan, Sika and Pankaj Gupta, Sishtastika Devi Dasi, Parmeshwari Devi Dasi, Amol and Smita Pandey, Sitala Priyani Mataji, Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Shaman Panchal Prabhu, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Sugand Raj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Sundari Radha Mataji. I didn't see the Ram Prabhu today, Haribol. Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Patit Pavan Prabhu, Girivardhari Prabhu, Shriya Devi Dasi, Nadia Kumar Prabhu, Hanuman Prabhu, Prathmesh Prabhu, Neeraj and Silpi Srivastava Prabhu, Prafulanand Madhav Prabhu, Shripad Lalita Devidasi, Akshata, Janki Khan Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Ganga Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu Devendra, Damodarati Mataji, Saraswati Mataji, Sumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, Devyansan Saloni, Pranath Gopal Prabhu, Radhika Prem Devi Dasi, Braj Vinod Prabhu, Anand Vinodini Devi Dasi, Priyanka Mataji, Madhvi Gopi Mataji, Amal Atman Prabhu. I didn't see Rikoilai today, Haribol. Rupa Vilas Prabhu. Welcome back, Sudhir Krishna Prabhu from India. You may have bring the Braj Raj. Please be merciful to all of us. Sakhi Saran Devi Dasi, Anita Saha, Nitya Navali Devi Dasi also welcome back from India. Haribol. Sri Kumar Prabhu joined around 2:15 today. Haribol, what happened, Sri Kumar? Sri Kansurvase Prabhu, Srinivas Charan Prabhu, Nissan Sharma Prabhu. I didn't see Devi Murti today. Maybe I may have missed her. Sorry. Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Abhay Prabhu, Radha Bhakti Mataji, Vijay Krishna Prabhu, Tulsi Priya Mataji from Houston and from College Station, Jai Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Kamal Mukha Krishna Prabhu, Sarva Tarak Prabhu, Amal Nam Prabhu, Matangi Gopi Devi Dasi. I didn't see Krita Lakshan Haribol unless I missed him. Manoj Kapoor Prabhu, he will forgive me. Kamal Priya Mataji, Karunamai Mataji, Radha Charan Prabhu, Abhay Charan Prabhu, Shukruti Devi Dasi, Kamini Priya Mataji, Sankarsan and Manjari Mataji. Sarmishta Sahi, Kanta Mataji, Vani Prabhu, Raja Ramdas Prabhu, Sankari Kaur Devi Dasi. I didn't see Radha Vallabh Prabhu today, Haribol. Rasha Keda Prabhu, Anand Radhika Mataji, Advait Prabhu, Rajesh and Sweta, Amol and Prem Priya Padma Mataji, Balram Prabhu, Suchitra Mataji, Rashmi Mataji, Sesa Kapoor Mataji, Lekha Mataji, Thaneswar Prabhu, Madan Mohan Kandu Prabhu, Rupshri, Shri Padma Manjari Mataji, Murari Gopal Prabhu, Murli Manohar Prabhu. He was sharing with me. I was trying to get him to start joining at 2 o'clock. And he was really sharing that, Prabhu, what you are saying is totally true. As I mentioned that now I'm telling everybody that we must finish our 16 round before 4:15 a.m. And I wish that everybody can try out. Muli Manohar Prabhu, he shared with me other day that Prabhu, you are right. Chanting between 2 to 4 a.m. is so wonderful. I hope that you also get some feeling and may try out one day at least. Haribol. We miss someday, but we never come early. That is something I was thinking. You know, devotee write me, Prabhu, I went late, or they have so many excuses that they can join late. But there, I have never seen the devotee try to join early, unless Sri Kumar Prabhu break that thing today. He joined around 2:15 a.m. Haribol. All glories to Sri Kumar. Muli Manohar Prabhu, Arvind and Priyanka Mataji, Sarva Shakti Devidasi, uh, Pragya Nagpal, Sumit Prabhu. We are missing Hemangini Chauhan for a week or so. Leela Manjari Mataji also joining from very early, 2:15 something. May Krishna bless her. And also I am so happy to see Sumarna and Geshyam Devidasi and Narsimha Leela. Chaitanya Prabhu can also join early. Uh, then I didn't see Pratima Mataji. Raghava Perumal Srinivas Prabhu joined. Nandini Mataji joined. Balaji Prabhu joined before 4:30. He is a student at LSU, Haribol. Satyasar Prabhu and the new initiate, Raman Krishna Prabhu, Leela Mangala Devi Dasi, and also Mulim Mohan Prabhu and Sakti Mata Devi Dasi, and also from Aurora, Illinois, Radha Seva Devi Dasi joined today. I met her in Naparwa, but I didn't see her. I think regularly joined today. Welcome, and hope and pray that you enjoy. So let's hear the Damodar Astakam before we will read Haribol.
Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasatkundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodabhiyo Lokhaladhavamanam Param Vrishtamatyantato Dhrutya Gopya Hridantam Muhurnetram Yugmam Vrijantam Karambhojayugmena Shatan
Thank you very much. Also, I'm sorry I missed Hari Bhakti Mataji, joined from San Jose, taking a lot of austerity there, 2 hours. So, as I said, because we finish up to the Nama Tattva on Jaiva Dharma and then the offenses, and further chapters, I think that it's not suitable for this group to go into the detail. When we see that it's appropriate, we will take up that subject matter. But we will now read the Laghu Bhagavatamrita written by Rupa Goswami. Wonderful, and I think it will prepare us also, because prematurely, if we read something, it can very much harm rather than helping. So I think it's good. Rupa Goswami will describe different forms of Krishna, and it says the different form has different abodes. And then he will describe different Purusha avatar, Guna avatar, Lila avatars, Manvantra avatar, Yuga avatar. And then he is gonna say about the Swam Bhagwan Krishna or Avastha. And then at the end, in the part 2, Rupa Goswami will enlighten us about the necessity of worshipping the Vaishnavas. It's obligatory. And then he will explain these devotees in a different rank, starting with Prahlad Maharaj. And greater than the Prahlad Maharaj is Pandavas. And among the Pandavas is Yudhishthira Maharaj. And among the Yadus is also advanced more, that is represented by Uddhava. And more elevated than Uddhava is the Gopis of Vrindavan. And the most elevated is Srimati Radhika. So before we read, we would like to offer our humble obeisances at the desk of Gopi Paranadhan Prabhu, who has translated from the original Sanskrit work. So it's extraordinary that we feel that those personality appeared and translated those books, so we have the access. So we offer our humble obeisances to Gopi Paranadhan Prabhu, also Rupa Goswami, who originally read. Right. So we'll start with the foreword. We should read from the page 1 to the end. This is how we should read the book. So Rupa Goswami, I will have to see that this is also a little small letter. I will see if I can get the online book of this one. Rupa Goswami is one of 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan and one of the 6 ascetic devotional scholars entrusted with intellectually systematizing the popular revival of Krishna Bhakti by the 16th century charismatic Sri Chaitanya, considered an incarnation of Krishna by his follower. Sri Chaitanya triggered a wave of Krishna devotionally across part of India, featuring meditation on Krishna's early pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam's 10th canto and its derived literature. Although Sri Chaitanya personally recorded only 8 verses in writing, he inculcated to some of his followers, most especially Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, an elaborate theology of Krishna Bhakti, featuring the various type of moods and relationship with Krishna that could be cultivated through devotional practices. Thus, a school was formed around Sri Chaitanya's life and teaching that came to be known as Chaitanya Vaishnava traditions. also known as Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. The six Goswami, especially Rupa and his elder brother Sanatan, were entrusted with recording the teaching of Sri Chaitanya, and along with their nephew Jiva Goswami, became the primary theologians and the most prolific authors of the traditions. They produce a textual corpus of literary and philosophical works dedicated to Krishna, and in effect created the entire primary canon that lies at the core of the Gaudiya Vaishnava scholastic tradition. Rupa is perhaps best known for his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It relies on the moods, bhav, and devotional experience ras. This is the ras tattva that we did uncover from the Jaiva Dharma. There are 14 chapters is there that can help us to unavail our eternal form, our qualities, our activities in spiritual world, but we are not at that state, so we have stopped there at the Namaparat. But we should seek for that time in our life to dwell on those topics in the future. So on the moods, bhav, and the devotional experience ras, attainable at the highest stage of Krishna Bhakti, as well as for its sequel, the Ujjwal Nilamani, on the highest bhav, Madhurya. He also wrote a small handbook on bhakti practice, Updeshamrita. His brother Sanatan Goswami produced a large tome called the Bruhad Bhagavatamrita. They already we read those 3 volumes that moved Rupa to write this shorter version of Bhagavat, Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So one time I think I tried to read the Ujjwala Nilamani, other book by Rupa Goswami, and I can't comprehend, so I put it. I said I will have to wait until I purify my consciousness to grasp those points. So, as we will see from this text, the task of the theologians, and this is the, you have to really forgive me for, because it's really little small letter for me. The reason d'etre of theology in any tradition is not just to record a new set of religious revelations, but to situate this in the intellectual context and scholarly milieu of the day and age. These entail engaging the established epistemologies and scholarly methods and protocols of the time. I don't have this word before. If somebody can look into the dictionary to meaning, epistemologies. I'm really weak on the vocabulary, so please forgive. In other words, for an emerging traditions to be taken seriously by outsider, it need to establish a credential for the Vedanta traditions within which the Gaudiya locate themselves. These entail hermeneutics, interpreting the established body of scripture recognized as authoritative by the greater Vedanta traditions in such a way as to accommodate the new revelations. Put differently, the Gaudiya traditions lay claim to previously unrevealed truths imparted by Sri Chaitanya to the Goswamis, especially Rupa and Sanatan. Since Sri Chaitanya is deemed an incarnation Krishna by his followers, his teaching are considered supremely authoritative in their own right. But Sri Chaitanya and his followers were not simply committed to promoting and propagating a new revelations on its own merits, but to proving that this revelation is not only fully supported by the innumerous existing classical Sanskrit textual tradition, Veda, Itihas, Purana, and Sutra, but is actually its culmination. The Goswami were entrusted with demonstrating this. This is not easy feat. The highly elaborated network of devotional relationship and moods that can be exchanged and cultivated between various categories of devotees and Krishna, as taught by Sri Chaitanya, is nowhere explicitly sent out, even in the tradition's primary text, the Srimad Bhagavatam Purana. Nor does the text clearly schematize the complex web of relationship between the multiplicity of divine manifestations and avatars of the Krishna himself, not present a comprehensively systematic heritage map of the various abodes and divine realms they inhabit. Indeed, even the divine Brahman realm of Goloka, the ultimate destination of the entire traditions, where devotees strive to gain residence so as to engage in eternal rasa with Krishna, receive only a cursory mention in the Bhagavad, the scripture par excellence of the traditions. And what then to speak of locating this entire vast and highly intricate spiritual universe in the large textual corpus of the Shruti and Smriti, which is Vedanta would need to do in order to be taken seriously outside the community of believers. Taking on such a project required remarkable exegetical skills and erudition. The new revelation must be presented as being implicit and concealed in the Bhagavad, just as Krishna himself is concealed in his Shruti corpus, specifically the Vedas and Upanishad. So, as with all predecessors, interpreters of Vedanta, the task of the orthodox exegete is not to pronounce some brand new teaching, but to locate and extricate the new lineage teaching from their seed forms lying hitherto under undetected or underdeveloped in the existing sources. In other words, absolute truth, by definition, cannot be created or freshly composed. They are eternal and embodied in the eternal Vedas. By the dint of already existing in a dormant or concealed state in the sacred text, they can be progressively revealed at various times in human history, usually by divine avatar. This is how the follower of the Gaudiya tradition understand Sri Chaitanya teaching of the Krishna Bhakti, distinctive of this school. The six Goswami rose to their assigned task of identifying and excavating the various hidden ingredients of the Gaudiya theology from the vast scope of Sanskrit literature. The sheer depth and breadth of erudition of the Goswamis, especially Rupa, Sanatan, and their nephew Jiva, is simply astonishing. The reader will find quote in the Lagu Bhagavatamrita from an endless array of Sanskrit texts. The Goswamis clearly demonstrate that propagating the devotionality that culminate in in intoxi, intoxicated, sorry, this word, so let me read this. The Goswami clearly demonstrate that propagating a devotionality that culminate in intoxicated emotional state of Krishna Bhav is not, as some of their critics suppose, an inferior type of religiosity suitable for unschooled emotional simpletons. Rupa and his colleagues stand out amongst the intellectual giants of the entire history of Indian scholars. Rupa's work is also an excellent example of traditional hermeneutics, the essential underlying principle of such hermeneutics, as Rupa notes with reference to the Kurma Purana, is that when there appear to be contradictions between differing scriptures or even differing sections within scriptures, one should not consider one to be incorrect, but rather one should seek an elucidation that reconciles the two statements. My Guru Maharaj used to say there is no contradictory in our scripture. It is we don't have the proper understanding. So when we see the contradictory, we should seek the association of advanced devotee to clear these discrepancies, because there is no discrepancies at least. The exegetical integrity and mastery Rupa demonstrate in scripturally sustaining the amazingly intricate but wondrous vision of an unlimited Godhead and his primary manifestation as revealed by Sri Chaitanya. And the sheer scope of Sanskrit literature he brings to bear on his task have few precedents in the entire Sanskrit literary tradition. It is very gratifying to see Bhaktivedanta Book Trust take on the task of publishing the primary text of the Gaudiya tradition at such a high standard of scholarship. Gopi Pranadhan Sanskrit is superb, and his commentary, based on that of Baldev Vidyabhushan, is erudite and written very much in the mood, style, and tone of traditional commentators. Engaging the Purva Paksa, opposing point of view, but free of sectarian and polemics. While this volume will naturally be of great interest to ISKCON member seeking access to the intellectual writing of their founding fathers, publication of this quality can transcend their own in-house readership and be of interest to the greater scholarly community as well as educated lay public when they are written in a scholarly fashion. The six Goswamis wrote a vast body of work in order to preserve and propagate Sri Chaitanya's teaching for posterity. The BBT has risen to the occasion of producing a high quality edition and an important Gaudiya text that approaches the academic standard of scholarship of our day and age. Just as the Goswami committed themselves to doing in accordance with the scholarly milieu of their own times. This level of publication thus provides a great resource for all students and scholars of religion. The possibility of the BBT becoming not just a publishing house for preaching literature, but also the go-to source for outstanding scholarly editions of the Gaudiya classes for academics and the larger intellectual community in a very welcome prospect. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami stressed repeatedly that he wanted these books to be appreciated by the intellectual people's genius. Publications of the standard of this Lagu Bhagavatamrita are an impressive and very welcome step in their directions. Edwin Bryant, professor of Hindu religion and philosophy, Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. So we have a time to read a little bit on the preface also. Medieval India saw a dynamic and far-reaching efflorescence of popular devotion to Lord Krishna, sometimes called the Bhakti Renaissance. This movement was largely propagated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whom the faithful accept as Lord Krishna himself, manifested in the form of a devotee who taught the chanting of the holy names. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly inquired in his followers a tremendous outpouring of work in Sanskrit on philosophy and theology as well as devotional song, poetry, drama, and biography. The Lagu Bhagavatamrita is one such theological work by Srila Rupa Goswami, a chief disciple of Lord Chaitanya and one of the most important Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas. I think we will stop here and we will continue the preface, and then also there is a life of Rupa Goswami has been given in brief. I think we should read again, and then part 1 will start with Krishna Amruta, Immortal Nectar of Krishna. So wonderful book to dwell upon. Sometimes it's very difficult for me, this level of English is so high for me at least. But we should read it as our Acharya says, if you understand or if you don't understand, keep on reading and Krishna will give us the intelligence within our heart to understand those words someday, hopefully, in this lifetime. So, with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and with no fear in their life. With those thoughts, also, I would like to congratulate those new initiates. And I think that my humble request to them that just to show that you have taken a step toward the devotional life, then you must all join around 4 o'clock. That's my humble request if you want to make a good advancement in your spiritual life. That's my humble request. There is no force, but if you are sincere, then you must do those things. It's necessary. So, with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful devotees who take so much austerity to join every morning from Aurora, Illinois. Mataji joined today. Cartondale, Houston, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Austin, Alachua, Tempe, Phoenix, College Station, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baton Rouge, Baltimore, Portland, Dhaka, Orlando, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, and New Delhi. Vanchakalpatarabhasya kripa sindhu bhaivacha. पतितनां पावनेभ्यो